Carter's Pro Shop Classic. For a PBA Tour title, O'Neill looking for his 8th, taking on Michael Haughen Jr., looking for his 5th. Top seed Haughen dictates that O'Neill will begin.
Did that. Couch been judged. This was the match. This strike.
It's a great shot by Bill. Still looks pretty comfortable on the pair. You'll notice the thing about Bill. To keep his nerves down, you see him taking some extra breaths there. One thing about Bill, he's not one to take his time too much. He likes to just go with the flow, keep himself in his own timing and his own pace. Just Michael Haughen, on the other hand, takes his time. A little more methodical and old school about the way he goes about playing the lanes, and a little more old school going through the pins, tripping that 4 forward. Definitely an old school hit there.
That's how Mike describes himself. He says, my game is becoming obsolete. Not this weekend. He's bowling for a PBA Tour title, looking for his 5th.
Interesting seeing him throwing 2 completely different bowling balls on these 2 lanes. He's throwing a lock on the right lane and a match pearl on the left lane. He is obviously seeing these 2 lanes differently.
Haughen goes strike, strike, trip 4, kick 10. And O'Neill will take a re-rack on lane 14. O'Neill looking for his 8th title here tonight. Bill picked up his first 3 titles as part of World Series of Bowling. Back in the original World Series of Bowling 1, he won the Chameleon Championship. World Series of Bowling 2, he won the Viper Championship. And then in 12-13 season, he won the Cheetah. Bill also owns a major title. He won the U.S. Open back in 2010. And no trip for him.
If you'll notice, Bill's definitely taking a little bit of a step left. He's getting his hand more rounded at the bottom, if you'll see that. And what he's trying to do by getting around it more is create some delay of that ball hooking through the fronts, whereas before, when you want your ball to pick up a little bit more, a little bit sooner, you want to get your hand up it so that it goes a little bit more forward down the lane. And right now, Bill trying to, wow. That definitely an unforced error there.
Yeah, made a bad move. Mr. Forkin.
Honestly, Mike J just looked like he didn't take his time. Just another mental lapse there. Maybe hung up in it, taking out a piece of tape now. You'll notice that about great bowlers, that when they miss a spare, there's always an adjustment about to be made to that thumb hole of the spare ball. I can guarantee you that.
O'Neill survived a missed spare earlier to advance. 1928, 3rd frame. Oh, touch higher. Gets rid of the 4 and the 9.
So getting back to what I was saying about getting your hand around it, the more you get onto the inside of the ball, the more you're going to create a delay of that ball hooking, and the more it's going to have the potential to hook, because once it leaves your hand, it's now rotating on the axis that you have put it on, and it is picking up rotations in the oil, and then which is then giving it a greater chance to hook more, a greater potential to hook more.
Haughen, big mixer, gets 7 and 10 out.
Now you'll see Michael Haughen is a good bit to the right of Bill O'Neill through the front part of the lane, and he's keeping his hand much more out the back of it.
Haughen's last win on the PBA Tour coming back in 2014 at the World Series of Bowling. He won the Scorpion Championship. He defeated Martin Larson there in that title match. Martin Larson, another significant player, not eligible for the Tournament of Champions. High, but he trips the 4 and the 7.
Yep, that's another one of those old school hits there. Tripping the 4 forward. Mike does what we call that knuckleball. His game is definitely, I think, a game of the past. But that doesn't mean that there aren't times where it still works. Today, one of those days. Nice shot there by Bill. Nice adjustment. A little better tempo.
If this is like I said, the Delaware Classic is in a couple of weeks.
He should be able to doing that little follow through right before he picks up his ball, and that's probably just to tell himself to follow through, keep your hand right in front of you, keep your hand nice and behind it, get the ball to pick up and read the lane the right way.
January 25th on FS1.
O'Neal trailing by 32 early. Fifth frame. Cuts it to 22. 4 out of 5 strikes for Bill O'Neal.
That's a nice shot there by Bill. Staying more down and in it. Gets the ball to get a little more properly through the 1-3, getting the 5 into the 7, and getting the 6 into the 10.
Still shaking his head over that miscue in the second. Now Haughen.
He's going to have to put it past him if he wants to win this tournament.
6 slaps at 10. The messenger came and got it for good measure.
Haughen still shaking.
Haughen keeps that up. He's going to be hard to beat. See Mike also using one of those bigger, stronger balls, playing in them more conventionally on the right lane, using a lock that is one of the biggest cores that Storm makes out of the factory, and giving it a little bit less axis rotation than Bill is, playing the lanes very similar, but still getting that ball to go right over the 9-pin.
Oh, and he trips a 4-9.
Wow.
Now you ought to see an adjustment coming here from Mike, tripping the 4-7 and tripping the 4-9. I can guarantee you there's about to be a move made here on this left lane. Mike enjoying that trip 4-9 a little bit.
Now let's go to Cana with how some people were forced to leave their homes with little more than a bruise on their back. Good morning again, Cana.
Let's see if Bill can respond here.
Toughness of competitor. O'Neal did not enjoy that. He wants to go bang, bang, and be seated.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. You see, when you see your opponent kind of overboast a little bit on a lucky break, it's something you never want to see. But when you do, there's 2 ways to handle it. You either take it as motivation or you take it as something that's weighing against you. If you take it as motivation and you get up there and you respond, bang, bang, and sit down, your opponent knows you're there and you're there for a reason.
Just the missed single pin, the difference in this match. PBA title on the line in Delaware.
Nice shot by Bill there. You see himself. You see him say to himself, "Come on," which means he knows he's still in this match. It only takes one. If that 4-9 stands, this match is almost all even. So it only takes one slight miss, and Bill's right back in it. While Mike knows he's not gone. He's right behind him.
The Palisades fire scorching everything in its path.
This is pretty devastating. This is pretty devastating.
Perfect.
He seems pretty dialed in on that right lane, but he does have to finish on the left lane. Keep that in mind. He's throwing a different ball with a different angle on the left lane, and he's gotten 2 lucky breaks on this left lane now.
Mike's wife, PT, is here. He loves the married life. Great support of PD as she travels all over and supports Mike and watches every ball in competition. And the 2 of them even get to play some golf together.
It's always nice when you can enjoy a sport with your significant other. Very good shot.
No doubter.
Mike knows right there that was a nice move. Whatever adjustment he made, it was the right one, and he stared that rack down. He's having a little fun out there, huh? You know, maybe it could have been an adjustment, something as simple as moving your feet, maybe one more to the right and throwing it just a little bit harder, just to keep it online.
O'Neal can think nothing but strikes. 8th frame.
Man, Bill's getting that 6 into the 10 really nicely right now. I don't foresee if he posts all of his shots and gets through them all the right way, I see him striking out.
Both players getting
Putting
the
a little
6
bit of
into
heat
the
on
10
Mike.
and the extra messenger as well.
And that's the difference. When your ball is going through the pins the right way, that 6 is doing work on the 10 pin. You'll notice when you leave 9 pins, you'll also leave wrap 10s at the same time because your ball's going too steeply through the pins.
Good morning to you, Michael. This
268 max for O'Neal. Foundation frame.
Oh, it's got a hook. Oh, you see that, Mike J? He got around it just a little bit, and it made me think that the ball needed the hook, but in reality, it just delayed the hook a little bit more, and it snapped even harder on the back part of the lane.
California Fire Foundation Disaster Relief Fund provides direct support to victims of fires and other disasters.
Bill's in the zone.
Mobilized to assist.
Sure, he'd really like that second frame back right now.
Targets underserved and harder to reach communities with the goal of providing long-term
But it's all up to
relief.
Michael Haughen.
He's got his destiny in his own hands.
The man in the lead.
To firefighters and their families in the tragic event that a firefighter is injured or even killed in the line of duty. And the World Central Kitchen provides meals to first responders.
Haughen made
Can he end it with all 12?
He's definitely got a little bit of forgiveness on that right lane. Let's see if this left lane can be just as nice to him. And it's been pretty nice to him so far.
He's done with the lock on the right lane. And now he picks up the match pearl on the left. Different ball, different angle, front 9.
This is a very, very high-scoring match for such demanding conditions that they're bowling on right now. There is a reason why these two guys are in this position right now.
Hey, good morning, Robin. That winter storm is bearing down on this area right now. It just started sleeting.
10 times. That's a winner. And now a little something extra.
That is a winner. That is a huge 10 executed shots in a row, 2 lucky breaks, and Michael Haughen Jr. is your 2016 Gene Carter Pro Shop Open winner. Can he add a little more salt on the wound of Bill O'Neal?
And something to get these folks on their feet.
I think this crowd's pretty excited right now. It's got a chance.
Four pin, and it's going to be a Goodyear 289 for the win.
That's a very nice run, Mr. Haughen. Very nicely done.
Haughen's a winner. Connor Pickford, appreciate your insight. Thanks for joining us.
I got to tell you, Mike J., this has been a blast. Thanks for having me.
We look forward to seeing you back on the lanes coming up. It's the PBA Fall Swing.
Yes, sir. I look forward to being there. I'm looking forward to a nice trip to Detroit to see my good buddy Craig Nittifer.
All right. The fish are swimming upstream.
That's exactly right.
Connor Pickford, Team Fish. I'll talk to our champion next. And it's time now for the Extra Frame post-game show live from Mid-County Bowling and Entertainment Center here in Middletown, Delaware.